Hey, okay, gonna have to ask you to please ignore this rather unorthodox setting. I got people all over in my home right now. My mom's awake trying to do her schoolwork. My sister's trying to help her kids with her schoolwork. God, I can't wait to move. It's gonna get rid of a lot of this stress crap. Anyways, I let's see here. Transformers: Dark of the Moon. Reviewing the game. I've beaten it already. Obviously, there's an indicator. Uh, that being said, it's a very very short game. There's like maybe 4 chapters. They're longer missions and they are a bit challenging. I think they did that to kind of make up for the shortness of the game, but it's nothing terribly impossible. Um, there is a reason for the length, though, which I want to get into in a minute. First thing I want to focus on, though, is the controls. Control-wise, they definitely seem to have taken from War for Cybertron in terms of what the controls to control the Autobots and Decepticons are, including the vehicle mode. When you transform into the vehicle mode, you have the two modes. You have what they call the stealth assault mode, and then you have the actual vehicle mode, which you hold the L2 button and you begin to drive. You push R1, you got the boost. You steer with the right stick, all that good stuff. Obviously, flying Transformers perform differently, but it's a pretty fun game. You actually got to play as Soundwave and Laserbeak too, so there was a bonus. Um, now, in terms of glitches, it can be kind of glitchy. The load times can be kind of abrupt and stall you for a second. Other times, sometimes I think that it's just a little too taxing on the programming because a lot of times if there are multiple explosions or whatever, the game will lock up for a second. It doesn't lock up, but it just kind of stalls for a second and then picks right back up, almost like a scratch on some DVDs. So sometimes it'll like freeze, but then it'll keep going. You don't miss anything, and it's not like you're gonna get killed in the time because there's literally no time lapse. It literally just picks right up. But so it's not a fatal flaw, but it is annoying. You got other problems like, oh lord, my worst problem I have with this game is if you're jumping at all and someone fires a missile under you, the shockwave literally carries you up and over. And sometimes they don't even have to fight. You don't even have to be jumping. If they fire one at the ground by your feet, it can actually send you up into the air and over, and they can literally knock you over railings that way. That happened when I was playing as Megatron a few times. It got really annoying. But it's only on one mission, so and during one part of one mission, and so long as you're intelligent enough not to stay close to the railings, as I had to learn the hard way, you won't have to worry about that too much. Um, I do want to say that graphics-wise, it's not too shabby. It's nothing 100% stellar, but it's not too bad. Um, the voice acting was pretty good. It looks like they got a lot of the people from the movies in it. Very little human involvement this time. It's almost all the Autobots and Decepticons this time around. There's an actual all-out aerial level where you're doing literally it's an all-out dogfight with Starscream and multiple flying aerial bots. They have to create little aerial flying minions and little ground minions basically. No name characters for you to beat up on for the purposes of the game. That is one other complaint I have. No real diversity in the character design of the minions. They basically look like small, slightly stripped down recolors of either the Autobots or the Decepticons, depending on whose side they fight for. So there's not too much creativity sometimes. When they transform into their generic vehicles, they're literally generic vehicles. They look like little sedan type things or something. I don't know, sedans or minivans or something. You know, so there's that. But again, that's nothing too big. You know, nothing too big to worry about. Overall, it is a fun game, and the reason that it's so short is that it actually serves as a prequel. Everything that happens in this game. See, at first I thought I was going to wind up playing through the events of the movie, which the last two games did. And see, the problem with that is that the games are often released before the movie, and that can wind up giving some spoiler. Granted, they you know they're going to change some stuff in a game. You know they're going to change some stuff in a game from what it is in the movie, but you get a general idea of what's going to happen, and that can spoil the movie. Not so in this case. They actually released it. Ahead of the movie. They knew it was going to be released ahead of the movie, so they actually planned it to be a prequel. It literally leads right up to what's going to happen in the movie. There's no real details of Megatron's plan unveiled, just that it's there, that it's been in place for quite a while as a fallback. What they've needed, they're gathering. What the Autobots had, they're trying to get a hold of too or destroy. So, you get an idea that all these guys have been planning and plotting and developing for a while. Now, it is an interesting twist. I actually found this out in the trailer before I played the game, but it is still an interesting twist. I don't want to give away anything too much, but, like I said, it's in the trailer. So, there are humans that are actually purposely, intentionally working with the Decepticons. And then you have a bunch of world leaders who are insisting the Decepticons are beaten and they're leaving, and there's no reason to keep trying to hunt for them or fight them or, cry wolf, so on and so forth. Um, there's also, as I understand it, some that might actually be saying that we're antagonizing them in some way. The Autobots and the military are basically antagonizing. The ones that are here just want to hide and be left alone or whatever. I don't know. I don't know the details. That's kind of what the game's making it sound like, though. And overall, though, the game is fun. But it's really short. It does have its share of flaws. Probably not worth a buy, unless you can find it cheaper than list price. But I would definitely say rent it before you go see the movie. You'll have it beaten in one night, guaranteed. If you sit down and just play for a few hours, or at the very least 2 nights, you'll have it beaten before the movie premieres. That's for sure. If you rent it anytime within the next week, and it'll give you an interesting lead into what might happen. It's actually got me a bit more excited for what's going to happen. I've said for a while that this is a bit more plot oriented. This movie's going to be a bit more plot oriented, and the way this game is leading into it, it certainly seems that way. Because instead of just doing a rehash of here's the movie, you get to play it. You're playing something that's leading you right up to the movie. It's developing the storyline. So this is impressive. Michael Bay may actually be maturing as a director. So if this turns out good, I will be pleasantly shocked. It'll also alleviate my fears about certain other films that he's working on. But, Also, in related Transformers news, apparently, I can link this if you want, I probably will. Apparently, they're saying that now Steven Spielberg was almost directly responsible for Megan Fox getting fired from the Transformers films, because she wouldn't focus on her work, which kind of was reflected in her performance. She was always on her BlackBerry, not focused. So she just memorized the lines, went on camera, spoke them, and then got off and was back on her BlackBerry or back on the internet or back on her cell phone talking to people. They said that she ran her mouth a lot, both on set and to the press. Which, Megan Fox, she has run her mouth several times. Actually, she's gone on record saying that if a giant alien robot invasion did happen, they asked her this jokingly. Where do you think it would happen? And she actually said she would hope that it happened in Middle America to kill those stupid people there. Yes, the stupid people with their guns and their religion and whatnot that she seems to think is evil or whatever. She called Michael Bay Hitler. because he actually made her. How dare he take her on a free guided tour of the pyramids, which he did just because their film permit didn't allow them to start filming until the next day, so they had to kill 24 hours. Um, God, it's Egypt. He's lucky she didn't have to wind up covering herself up, not to anger the local population. Um, there's and of course, Spielberg being Jewish, the whole throwing around Hitler so loosely, definitely not going to be a plus for him. And you're going to have to excuse that. That's my nephews going crazy because they're watching a movie which apparently has got them very goofy. Yeah, they're watching the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie, the one that just came out. Anyway, so yeah, Megan Fox basically got fired by Spielberg, to which I say thank you, Steven. Michael Bay, to his retort when she was upset about it, basically said that he's not hurt by it. And he said, "I'm sorry, Megan. I'm sorry that I actually made you work almost 12 hours a day sometimes. I'm sorry that I actually expected you to show up on time. The movie business isn't always all warm and fuzzy, and, it was awesome. You gotta read it." No, I mean, seriously, she's being a big kid about this, and then she tries to claim that she wasn't fired. That's my favorite part. She claims she's not fired, she left because the movies were too racy for her. She didn't feel comfortable doing them. And then she turns around and does a movie like Jennifer's Body. Yeah. Yeah, clearly too racy. And I guess, that's about it for now. I am really looking forward to seeing this movie more than I was before now. And for me, it's a win-win. Because if Michael Bay actually makes it turn out good, it'll be a very pleasant surprise. It'll be nice to have a movie that's at least on the same caliber, if not better, than the first one. Because contrary to what some people say, the first one was good. It was an enjoyable film. It was a good setup. The second one should have been an epic sequel, and it had the potential to be, and it had an excellent story plot line. There was just all that other junk that got in the way. And this one, definitely looking like it's going to be better than the first two. So, and if that's the case, then awesome. And if not, then I will come back here and review it and verbally rip Michael Bay a new a-hole. So, that's always fun. So, like I said, for me, win-win. At any rate, I think that's it. Yep. Okay, so that's my review of that. That's my news about that movie, and I think the next time I'll be revisiting this topic will probably be when I review the film. Might do one more video before then, because some people, for some reason, seem to think I need to explain myself, and if enough people keep demanding it, well, I just might have to, just because. Anyways, that's it for now, so later.